Hey everybody, what's going on? Hexlex here. It's Monday, which means it's time for another one of our viewer specials. For those of you who are new to the series, the viewer special is a weekly series we do every single Monday where we watch games from you all, the viewers, rather as opposed to watching me all the time. I like to do this to, of course, give you all a chance to feature your cool decks and strategies in games, of course. It's always nice to get to show off when you have a really satisfying duel to a lot of people. So, but of course, even beyond just giving, acknowledgement to you all, the community, it's also nice just to watch other people play. I say this all the time in the viewer specials because I think it's very true, right? That if you're going to improve at Yu-Gi-Oh, one of the best ways to do it is to watch not just one person, but lots of different people play to get exposed to a variety of decks, a variety of play styles, so on and so forth. So, it's good fun for all of us, and it also offers a nice learning experience too. So, if you're wondering how you can submit replays, there are a couple of places you can do it. If you want to just go ahead and throw your replay information in the comment section below here on the YouTube video, that is perfectly fine. But the best place to submit the replay info is actually going to be in the Discord. If you check out the link in the description below, we do have a Discord server where hundreds of duelists are already hanging out, chatting there, talking about the game, just chilling. And we have a channel in there just for viewer special submissions. So you can go ahead and submit it there. That's the best place to put it. But if you don't have a Discord, that's totally fine. You can just go ahead and throw it in the comment section of this video as well. As far as what information you should be submitting, the main thing I'll definitely be needing is your 9-digit player ID, so that way I can go to your profile. You'll definitely want to make sure that your replay is also saved publicly. If it's not saved publicly, I'm not able to see it on your profile. So, also, if you have multiple replays saved, and you want me to see one specific game, definitely let me know, like, either your opponent's name, the date and the time, of the game, one of those bits of information, so that way I know which game to look at. It's also helpful if you want to throw in a little bit of a note about the game. That's definitely not necessary, but if you would like to, it can be very helpful to just get a little bit of knowledge about the game going into it. You can just, even something as simple as like, I played this deck versus this deck, or again, if you want to talk about how the game went. I do end up watching pretty much everything that gets submitted, even if I don't feature it. So even if I didn't feature it, I extremely likely did watch your game. And also, it's not like, you can only submit once ever and then you're done, right? You can submit as many games as you want. The only thing that I ask is that you don't like spam submit the same game over and over again. But if you've got like 10 different games you want to show me, you can submit 10 different games. That's completely fine. So, alright, we have a few games picked out for this week's video. Let's go straight into the first one here. Okay, our first duel for this viewer special comes to us from Vivo, who I think has submitted to the viewer special before. The name seems familiar. If not from the viewer special, I've probably just seen it around on the Discord there. Vivo has a game against Yu-Gi-Oh themselves. Oh wow. They're playing Chaos versus Branded. I'm particularly excited to see this game. I was initially because the Chaos SYNCHRO deck is definitely one I've been interested in before. So whenever I see it crop up, I'm always interested to see how people build it. We actually opened two of the cards that really kind of draw me to this Chaos deck, right? Chaos Witch is such a powerful card. It does lock you into Light and Dark Synchro monsters, but the ability to summon 2 level 2 tuner tokens, not just any kind of tokens, but tuner tokens, when it's banished for any reason, is super powerful. The Chaos Mirage Dragon is actually really strong as well. It has the ability to special itself, it's a level 4 tuner, and if you've got enough shenanigans going on, it's got 600 defense, which means this is actually searchable by Cupid Pitch, but I don't know if we're playing that here. I don't think we are, because it'd be a bit awkward to fit that in with everything else, but extra deck is mostly Light and Dark Synchro monsters, because Chaos stuff locks you into that. I think it's cool that you have the Inferni Doom Archfiend here, because I've definitely looked at this card for this style of deck as well. But, alright, let's see what this deck can do. Opponent is going to be going first here, and as I mentioned before, we're up against Branded Despia, so they're starting with the Aliber for the Royal Branded Fusion, wow, and we don't necessarily have Disruption. Oh, I'm sorry, it was the Royal Branded Regained, and then the Royal Branded Fusion. We don't have the Disruption to negate the Branded Fusion, but we do have a couple of Bestial monsters here. which, yeah, we can use to banish Albaz out of our opponent's graveyard, and it could make it a lot more awkward for them to make their plays. They have the Branded in red here, but thankfully we have the second Bestial monster, which means that we get to still banish the Albaz out of the yard, and the Branded in red is not going to resolve. The Albion will still resolve, but they'll have to fuse for something that's definitely not Lubellion / Mirror Jade / whatever they wanted to summon. Yeah, looks like they're going to have to make a Tax Dragon instead. They will get to use the Branded Regained effect, and they do still get to sack off the Albion for Lubellion, which will also still give them a search during the end phase. And they get to set up the, well, that's not Branded Beast. Hang on. What was this? Branded Befallen. Once per turn, when your opponent activates a card or effect that targets a bestial monster you control and no other cards, or when your opponent activates a card effect in response to the effect of your bestial monster effect, you can target one light or dark monster in either graveyard, banish it if you do negate that activated effect. Definitely seems a lot more narrow than the Branded Beast, but okay. We drew Shell of Chaos, which can special itself. Yeah, by banishing a light from hand or graveyard. So, oh, what is this? This is what we summoned off E-Telly? Mental Tuner. It's a level 3 Psychic Tuner. Banish up to one light and up to one dark monster from your hand or graveyard. Increase or decrease this card's level by the exact number of banished until the end of the turn. Wow, that's cool. I didn't know this card existed. So your banished cards. That's cool. All right. And it's only, well, one of the effects once per turn. Yeah, wow, I didn't even know that card existed. Breakthrough skill? Hold on. What year is it? Our opponent played a breakthrough skill on us? For those of you who have never seen this card before, this card was actually very, very meta relevant when it first came out in, what, like 2013? This was one of the first, like, generic monster effect negates, aside from, like, Effect Veiler. This was one of the first ones that was on, like, a spell or trap card. And this was also one of the first times where a spell or a trap card had like really good utility for banishing it out of the graveyard. So Breakthrough Skill historically is actually a pretty good card, but I'm just surprised that we're seeing it, 10 years after it came out. It's definitely not been relevant for a long while. I mean, Imperm is like pretty much just straight up better than Breakthrough Skill. Of course, you can't activate Imperm from the graveyard, but of course you also can't activate Breakthrough Skill from your hand. So, one of those is definitely better than the other. Alright, looks like we're climbing, doing a little bit of synchro climbing with our Chaos Witch tokens here. Opponent is going to Saronir our... what was it? They Saronir'd our Saronir. That confused me for a moment. Oh, they actually resolved the Branded Befallen? Oh no, that's not good. I mean, it's just a negate. It doesn't even destroy it, I guess, but still, that's definitely awkward. We're also definitely taking a lot of damage from the Tax Dragon here, but I mean, that might end up being fine depending on what we actually end on. This Chaos Archfiend is actually pretty huge right now. Oh, because the card has been banished this turn. And it can, oh, this is actually really relevant. It can attack all of our opponent's monsters once each. Huh, okay. Chaos Angel coming down, getting to banish a card, and then the Chaos Mirage Dragon also gets to banish a card. And then, yeah, like I said, the Chaos Archfiend actually gets to battle every one of the opponent's monsters, and... Ooh, not quite lethal. We're just short. We're 400 points short. But the Chaos Angel, I'm pretty sure, yeah, is unaffected. All our Synchro monsters are unaffected, and our monsters can't be destroyed by battle, so... I mean, our opponent's definitely going to have a hell of a time getting over this board. They might be able to battle over the Shooting Riser for enough damage if they get, like, a couple of big monsters out, but that's kind of a lot of ifs, honestly. Ooh, okay, well, no, the Quietus doesn't do anything because of the Chaos Angel, though. I was going to say, ooh, that would do it, but no. It actually doesn't. Oh, our opponent doesn't know! They don't know! Yeah, it's only going to affect the token because of Chaos Angel. Because it was summoned using a light monster. Yeah, the opponent can battle over the Shooting Riser, but that's not going to be enough. Not going to be enough to do it. I don't think Albaz is going to work either. I think they're going to have to fuse with, yeah, either the token or their own Quietus. I guess fusing with the token to make Albion was still good here. I mean, was it though? Like, okay, there's something Titaniclad. But that's still not going to be enough damage for lethal. Using the breakthrough skill on the Chaos Archfiend. But that still has an original attack of 25, yeah. And it can't be destroyed by battle! Rip opponent! Yeah, they're just going to end up conceding here. I imagine that was coming, so... Cool stuff. Thanks, Vivo, for showing off that Chaos deck. Again, I think Chaos is a really, really cool archetype, and I'm very glad that we got to see it here today. So, good stuff indeed. We definitely still have a couple more games to check out, though. Let's see the next one that got submitted. Alright, this next game comes to us from Snon, I think. I never know if I'm saying your name correctly. I hope I am, but... for those who don't know, actually, I offer on my Patreon, I offer coaching sessions. So if you're interested, definitely check out the link in the description below. I mentioned that because Snon is actually subscribed to that tier on my Patreon. So one thing that we have been working on is the Sprite Synchro iteration that he's been playing. He has a bit of a different spin on it that I've been doing, or than I've been doing rather. He's playing the Hop Air Squadron. So let me see which game. I think it was this one right here. Yes. We're going to see a game where we're Snon, I always want to say the W before the A, is playing that iteration here. So, good stuff. Let's check it out. Hand's looking very good. We'll take a peek at the extra deck here because, yeah. So, one thing that we definitely have going on here is not only the number 2 Ninja Shadow Mosquito, but also the Downward Zeus line. Very good additions to this extra deck. And then we're also playing the Herald of the Arclight. Because we're playing Hop Air Squadron, if we end on a random level 2 monster, we can make the Herald with that random level 2. So, a couple of differences in the extra. And, oh, Mathmech, I forgot to mention. Yeah, Mathmech is going to be our opponent here. We're going second. We do have the Bestial monster in our hand, which is very, very good because we can potentially banish stuff like, yeah, this Sigma here. That's threatening to get revives. But the opponent has a Ghost Spell. That's brutal. But it definitely makes sense for a deck like Mathmech to play something like Ghost Spell to protect its graveyard from stuff like the Bestials. But yeah, wow, that's definitely pretty brutal. Now our opponent gets to go into Albertian with a Diameter, so not that we have any more Disrupt, but if we did, our opponent wouldn't be able, or would be able to negate it with the Diameter negate there. So Circular, of course, adding the Super Factorial, although we still have the Druid Swarm in hand, so we can definitely still potentially mess up their Super Factorial after the Super Fact Oriole. I don't know. That was a dumb pun. Anyway, going into Splash Mage here. Interesting. Wait, what are they doing here? This is normally the line you would go to make the Access Code Talker. Oh, we're making the Heat Soul. I've never been a fan of this. I'm not gonna lie. I've never been a fan of doing this in Mathmech. It's not bad by any means, if you build your deck with more hand traps. But I don't like making Heat Soul on turn 1. I would much rather try to do the Hand Rip on turn 1, whether that be with the Psyframe stuff or with the second Laplacian. But again, you can use Heat Soul for a little more advantage if you want to. But also, if you're going to do that, make sure you're building your deck with, again, more hand traps, like Veilers over Imperms, etc., to maximize the draw during the opponent's turn here. So, looks like we're starting with tuning for the second Assault Synchron, milling the third one, funnily enough. That's actually not a terrible mill, all things considered. Opponent's going to Super Factorial. They have another Ghost Spell. Holy cow, our opponent has this monster glued to their hand, so no easy outs for us here, even though we have the Bestial. But we also have a lot of opportunities to play around this Laplacian that's coming down. It's really going to depend on what our opponent rips out of our hand with it. It was the Druid Swarm. Good. That was actually the best possible thing they could have hit, so we get to special the Assault Synchron, specialing Sprite Blue. Opponent's going to Ash Blossom the Sprite Blue. We have the Crossout designated for that. I wonder if they'll use the Laplacian negate. They will. That's perfect. That's beautiful, because we definitely do not need this Sprite Blue to resolve to have plays. So, good stuff. Good stuff. Yep, there's the carrot. With Bestial Sprite Synchro, as long as you've got Assault Synchron and then 2 non-tuner level 2 monsters, you've got pretty much a full combo, right? Like, that's enough by itself for pretty much a full combo. But we're not even going for that. We're going for the Shadow Mosquito. This will allow us to battle into the Alumbertian, and then we get to go for the Downward Zeus line. Shadow Mosquito not only good for OTKing, but also, again, good for going, or being a Zeus pilot, essentially. So, the Zeus even has 4 materials, so we get a board wipe during our opponent's turn as well. Which, you know, me and my 5D's brain, of course, I even said it, talked about going for the Synchro. So I already watched this game, and I already forgot about that, because I was like, we get summon Chaos Ruler, we get summon Chaos Ruler. But Snon is definitely showing here that if you just keep a level head and think about what the actual best out is, that's not what you might think it is. And here Zeus definitely seemed to be the way to go, because, yeah, not only do we clear our opponent's current board, but they definitely have a much more difficult time committing to the board in general. There's that Hop Ear Squadron. We're even gonna link it with it, because we can just OTK this turn. Like, yeah, it might have been tempting to keep the Zeus with 2 materials, but why do that when, again, we can just win the duel this turn? Bringing back the blue, getting the Jet getting the starter, but we're not using starter just yet. We're first going to go for the Gigantic here. Gigantic effect going to summon the red, and moving to battle phase, and yeah, this is pretty much guaranteed lethal here. Throwing down the starter, yep, to go ahead and end it off with the extra blue there. So, good stuff. Definitely love to see this deck in general, but Snon's variant is definitely very, very good. I'm going to be taking a few notes from him as well, so thank you for submitting this duel. We do still have one last one to check out, and we're going to go straight into it here. Alright, our last game comes to us from, I guess this is like supposed to be scrutinized with the missing C there. That's cool. We have a replay here, and it's not often that I get losses submitted, so I definitely, my curiosity was piqued when I saw this. I think we're playing Runic, right? We're playing Runic against a hand loop here. And even though you lost to the hand loop, you were talking about how you wanted to show it off anyway. So I'm interested to see this Trishula hand loop and what deck kind of facilitates it. It's a punk deck, alright. We all know I'm immediately interested here, so Ogre Dance for Deer Note is really interesting. Oh, we discarded, was that Infernity Archfiend? Oh my god, we're cooking. Our opponent's cooking here. Going for the Rising Carp. Rising Carp's going to activate and summon the Deer Note from the hand. That's interesting. Zamian's going to summon another, or add another Ogre Dance. I don't know why we Ogre Dance for the Deer Note if we're just going to summon it off of Rising Carp. But, okay. Alright, let's see what Chaos Ruler excavates here. Alright, Deer Note's bringing back the Rising Carp. Just for going for a rank 8. Shiren Havness, oh my god. Launcher and Necromancer, which is what we end up adding. So it's Infernity Tier Punk that hand loops Trishula. I'm very interested. What rarity is Infernity Archfiend? Sorry, hang on a second. Is it Ultra? Hang on, where was it? Where was it? Where was it? Ah, it is Ultra. Damn, I thought it was, yeah. Okay, summoning Kiklos, sending Celiac. Celiac F to add a Shiren. Okay, that makes sense. Normal summoning the Necromancer. Ogre Dance effect. Now Shiren effect to get all the cards out of our hand, right? Necromancer effect to bring back the Archfiend. The Archfiend gets the worst named card in the entire game. Set that to go back down to 0 cards in hand. Do Garrus F to special the Archfiend again. Infernity Archfiend, lovely card design. It's actually not once per turn. Infernity Barriers, their Omni-Negate counter trap, which is kind of rad. Alright, here's Zombie Vamp now. Kiklos sacking itself to bring back Shiren and milling 5 cards, including some more Infernity stuff. What hand loop deck would be complete without summoning Sorry You Skull Dread, right? Okay, Infernity Sage is gonna bring itself back, I think? Or no, it's gonna mill Infernity Monster. We're going for a Zealantis off of the Skull Dread, okay. Mudora shuffling a few things back. Are we looping Okay, summon itself. We're gonna get back Mudora again. Oh no, we're getting back the Infernity stuff because again, it's not what. Oh, I see. Wait. I think I might understand what's happening here. I see how we're summoning Trishula, right? Okay, getting Mirage, getting Necromancers, plural, because we can activate both of them. For Sage and then Archfiend. Archfiend gets a search. 2, 3, 4 makes 9 for Trish. And we have the other Necromancer up. Necromancer can't bring itself back, but it can... We have the launcher face down too. I think I'm seeing how we're gonna loop this, right? And we even get to... Oh, we don't. I thought we got to chain block the Trishula. I was gonna say we even get to chain block it, but... Okay, Chaos Ruler's coming back. We're linking that with the Skull Dread for the Akashic Magician? Okay, that's what puts back the Trishula. Yep, here's the launcher. Launcher brings back Archfiend and Necromancer. Archfiend F, add another launcher. Yep. Now, we set that Necromancer F to get back the Sage. Do we summon another Trishula? Yep. Trishula banishes another card. Here's a launcher again. But I wonder how we're going to keep doing this. Because we could sync for another Trishula here. Okay, that is what we're doing. Is this all the hand ripping we can do? Or are we going to actually rip for the whole hand? I thought we ripped for the whole hand. I was misremembering. Oh, yeah, because we get to overlay for this rank 9, which also rips from the opponent's hand. And did that put the Trishula in our yard? It did. Do we have a way of putting that back? Maybe we don't. But still, 4 hand rips with the Appaloosa. Oh, wait, maybe we're not done. Hang on. Now we sync for 8 for 100 Eyes Dragon. That's cool. Oh, we get to copy the... Yeah. Because we get to copy effects. We copy the Mirage, bring back the Necromancers, summon the Archfiend again, get another search if we have a card. We don't. Okay. And is this still... No, because Trish is at 2, so we don't have a third Trishula to go for. Infernity Doom Archfiend. Okay. So it wasn't quite a full hand rip, but it was close enough. And yeah, that last Infernity Barrier is going to negate our Runic spell. Wow, that was cool. I was like, I didn't talk a whole lot besides what was just happening on screen, because I was mostly trying to understand it. That was a cool hand loop. Wow. Infernities. What a cool archetype. Capable of a lot of shenanigans there, as we can definitely see. So... yeah, that was all good stuff. Thank you very much for showing off this duel. Thank you everybody again who submitted games. And again, even if yours didn't get featured here today, 1, know that I did very likely already watch it. And 2, you're definitely welcome to submit another game for the next video. But that's going to go ahead and do it for this one. So let's move now to our outro. Alright everybody, that's going to do it for this video. Thank you for watching it all the way to the very end. That means a whole lot to me, and it's also a fantastic way to support the channel. And if you're interested in supporting the channel in other ways besides YouTube, there are plenty of ways to do that. If you check out the description below, you'll find a bunch of links down there. One of them goes to my Patreon. You're actually seeing the names of everyone subscribed to the Patreon on the screen right now. So if you're interested in getting your name in the credits here at the end, if you want to see more daily Master Duel content, or if you're interested in one-on-one private coaching sessions, I offer all of that on Patreon. I also stream live on Twitch. Feel free to go ahead and click that link and follow and or subscribe there. I also have the Discord community, if you want to follow that link, where hundreds of duelists have already signed up. Free to join, and you can just come hang out, talk about the game, and chill in general. Final link that's going to be in the description is my Twitter. You can follow that if you want some more notifications of what's happening with the channel. So, all in all, thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you have a fantastic day.